All right, here we go. Another exciting day in the middle. So looking like we're getting a nice pullback here, especially in silver out to the 45-day moving average. Yeah, it's definitely not a buy or a sell yet. I would just be hanging out because we're going to get a buy signal here sometime. I expect good things for silver in April and gold too. It looks like it's setting up for that. I wouldn't be very bearish on the metals right now, especially since the mining stocks are taking off. Not today, but they've been taking off, and they usually lead the metals. So that's good. I did get almost a sell signal, a sell short signal on DBA, the food. Yep, definitely. We had a crossover on the MACD, and the relative strength looks like it's going to pull lower from here. 23.46 right now. Looks like this is going to. I'm going to wait for tomorrow to see if it pulls up a little bit, and then I'm going to short sell it. Looking at the chart, it might have a little bit of a bounce back up because it kind of gapped down today. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. And there's almost a sell signal in gasoline too. It definitely had a big pullback today. I was out. My stop loss was triggered, so I was out of that at 25.25. So I saved $1.50 by not staying in. That's pulled back, almost a sell signal. Almost everything lined up to sell that. I'm getting a lot of comments on. They say, well, if silver goes up, it means inflation's going up also, and so why would I buy silver if it's just going to maintain my buying power, which is better than losing buying power if you own dollars. They say if silver goes up to $1,000 an ounce, so what? Everything else will just cost more. But what you have to do, what you can do with charts, is see what's outperforming. And right now, the metals have been outperforming the Dow since 2000, since the tech crash. So you got to keep an eye on these major swings. And right now, the metals are outperforming. So all these guys buying stocks here are they're going to be sucking wind. That's how these people lose from 14,000 down to 6,600. That's how they lose. Because they think that they're married to stocks. So sometimes stocks do outperform the metals, but they're not going to be doing that for quite a while. They were doing it in the 90s, but as soon as the tech crashed, then gold and silver came out. So you want your money in things that are outperforming. Some people say 10%, 25% of your allocation. If it's outperforming, I would put 100% of my trading dollar in at least some of the metal, obviously hold physical metal, and also some mining stocks. As if they're outperforming, and they're going to for quite some time. Even if the market does go up, it's only going to be because of inflation. If businesses start making money again, all this bailout money is going to start flowing, and the metals are going to outperform. So the stocks, you can buy all the stocks you want, they're not going to outperform the metals or the mining stocks because inflation is on an uptick. So that's what I say about that. And so you always have to be thinking, am I gaining buying power? Am I losing buying power? Well, if you just at a job with a fixed income, then you've been gaining a little bit of buying power lately because prices are coming down in value. So if your income stays the same but prices are coming down, obviously you're gaining buying power. So even if silver's been moving up lately, but even if silver just stayed the same but prices of everything else kept falling, then silver is gaining buying power over everything you would spend on it. So you have to think about, well, what am I going to use this money for in the future, and what are those prices doing? Well, I want to buy real estate, and I don't think real estate is going to outperform the metals in a hyperinflationary environment. So I expect the metals, especially silver, to outperform greatly to the point where I can at least put a down payment, if not pay for the whole thing outright. So we'll see. Especially if real estate actually comes down while the metals go up during hyperinflation, there's no doubt that I'd be able to buy a piece of property for that. So that's what you have to look at. You got to keep in the middle. Don't just be married to one thing and ask yourself, buying power. That's what you're really making money. The guy's saying they at 5%, 6% return in the market, and even though inflation is rising far faster than that, they're losing buying power, so they're actually losing money. You want to be gaining buying power, so you can say, yeah, I made 22% this year, which is what you will do if you invest in silver. You're going to be up. I've seen silver up 36% in a year, so you're going to kill the market that way. So anyway, you got to be thinking of buying power and how you can gain buying power on the things you're going to spend the money on. Don't just have a retirement fund and not know what you're going to do with it. Are you going to leave it to someone? If it's all in dollars, then by the time you leave it to them, it's not going to buy anything. So make sure you got some metal. You could always have some metals in there to maintain buying power. Another thing, one of my commenters said was gold and silver, especially gold, maintains your buying power over a long period of time, and that's true. An ounce of silver basically buys what an ounce of gold always has. But that's if you buy gold and hold it until you die. Yeah, it will have maintained your buying power. But when you look at the major 20-year trends, you're in metals when they're outperforming everything else, and then you're in everything else when they're outperforming the metals. You're gaining buying power, and if you want to get rich, you got to gain buying power. That's all it is. That's all there is to it. You got to gain buying. Sometimes you can gain buying power by making a lot of money, even though they're dollars. As long as you're making dollars at a faster rate than inflation, then you're gaining buying power. So you can, if you trade straight stocks with U.S. dollars, and you're making money. Look at the percentage you're making. If you're making 20-30% a year, or doubling your money, then obviously you're fine. You wouldn't need metals in that case. But during a hyperinflationary, when the dollar's heading to zero, you want to be buying real metal. So when the dollar is worthless, whatever they reprice the metal in is what you'll have it. If the dollar's going to be zero, and you're going to be starting with a clean slate. So you don't want to do that. So anyway, I hope this helps out a little bit. I hope I didn't go over time, because I have to do that all over again. So I'd be out. I'm out of everything right now. Getting close to actually a short signal on some of these, like gasoline and food. I'm not going to go short on silver right now. I'm waiting for it to hold at the 45, and this G20 meeting coming up on the 2nd. We're going to wait till after that to make any decisions. And that should do it. Just give me any questions you have. Thanks.